What's the greatest coincidence you've ever experienced? I never believed in fate until a rainy Tuesday at O'Hare Airport changed everything. I was 28, exhausted from a business trip, and desperate to get home after 3 flight delays. The final announcement came over the PA. Flight 4826 to Seattle has been canceled due to weather conditions. Collective groans filled the terminal as hundreds of stranded passengers rushed toward customer service. I knew my chances of rebooking were slim, so I headed to the airport bar instead. 1 beer and a phone call to my boss explaining I'd missed tomorrow's meeting. That was my plan. The bar was packed with fellow stranded travelers, but I spotted one empty stool next to a woman with curly auburn hair. As I approached, she looked up and we both froze. "Danny," she said, her eyes widening. "Claire?" I couldn't believe it. My childhood best friend, who I hadn't seen in 15 years. Claire and I had been inseparable from kindergarten through middle school. Her family lived next door to mine in our small Minnesota town until they moved to Florida before high school. This was back before social media, and despite promises to write, we eventually lost touch. "What are you doing here?" We both asked simultaneously, then laughed. She was returning from a medical conference in Chicago. I was coming back from a client meeting in Boston. 2 people from opposite coasts who hadn't spoken since we were 13, somehow ending up at the same airport bar during a storm. "I thought about you last week," she admitted, swirling her wine glass. "Drove past a playground with one of those old metal merry-go-rounds. Remember how we'd spin until we couldn't walk straight? Then lie in the grass and watch the clouds?" I finished. "You always saw dragons, I always saw boats." We talked for hours as the storm raged outside. She was a pediatrician now. I showed her pictures of my dog. She told me about her failed engagement. I confessed I'd been job hunting, unhappy with my career path. The kind of honest conversation you can only have with someone who knew you before you built all your adult walls. "Remember when we buried that time capsule?" Claire asked suddenly. "Under the big oak tree in your backyard. We were, what, 10? 9. I corrected. "It's probably still there. My parents sold the house years ago." Claire pulled out her phone and searched the address. The house had been listed for sale just last month. The realtor's photos showed the backyard with the oak tree still standing. 2 days later, we were knocking on a stranger's door in Minnesota, explaining our bizarre request. The new owners, an older couple, found our story charming and let us dig under the tree. The rusty lunchbox was right where we'd left it, containing friendship bracelets, baseball cards, and 2 letters we'd written to our future selves. Mine read, "I hope you're still friends with Claire. Sometimes the universe has a strange way of keeping promises we forgot we made."